Hello, you're very welcome to today's video. My name's Anand, and today I'm going to share one of my own quotes that I came up with when I was having a conversation with a friend. I said we're living in an age where we have all of the knowledge but not really the knowing. And that's what I'm going to look at today. So before I go into that, my name's Anand and I'm an emotional wellness coach, and I support those who are weighed down with inner struggles so that they can uncover their inner richness. And one of the pain points that I work with on clients is sort of people who feel really stuck, and they're like, they've a lot of knowledge, they know a lot, but it's almost like there's this paralysis. And that's what I want to talk about, of how we're living in an age where we have so much knowledge. Like, it's at our fingertips. We are living in, knowledge in a way that is unimaginable, even in my lifetime. Growing up with, there were all these encyclopedias and British Britannica, I think it was, or whatever it's called. We had huge knowledge. We had to go and research it, read through books. Everything took a lot longer. Right now, you go into Google, go into ChatGPT, you get the knowledge. Yet, at the same time, people are not learning through knowing. And what do I mean by learning through knowing? And what do I even mean by knowing? I mean, knowing is where you have had the unique lived experience. And from that experience that you've had, you gain a knowing. You become knowledgeable from your own lived experience. And that type of learning is trial and error. You have to kind of fuck up to figure it out, is basically what I mean. And it's really valuable because it becomes a 3D thing. It's embodied. So I'll give a very, very basic example of what do I mean by knowing. So as a child, I would always want to go and touch the radiator. My mother would say, no, that's hot. We've all said it. If we're a parent, we've all said it. Or even when we see a child. No, don't touch it. It's hot. But a child doesn't know what hot feels like. And you have this irresistible urge to just go, and you have to feel what hot is. So, of course, I touched the radiator, cried, hurt my hand, go to my mother to soothe my hand. And so, with that, I know what hot feels like. My body knows it, my mind knows it, my inner self knows it, my emotions know it. So that's what makes knowing very powerful. Whereas knowledge is handed down, it's passed on. It doesn't become yours. It becomes what you're told to think. And unfortunately, our society and our learning is structured around passing on knowledge. Knowledge is valuable, knowing not so much. And that's fine in the world. But when it comes to your inner self, if you don't learn through knowing, you become an empty shell. You won't know who you are. You won't know what you like. You won't know what you dislike. You won't know what life feels like. You won't know what feels scary. You won't know what feels fun, because you'll be keeping yourself in this stuck, contained space where you have all this knowledge, but none of the lived experience. And there's a pain and a beauty in lived experience. I use the word fuck up to find out. But when you get it wrong, you go, okay, so next time I'll do it this way. Or the third time I'll do it that way. Or the fourth time. And then there's this inner sense of achievement of, I figured it out. I got it. Trial and error is such a gift. But we're looking to almost fast track our learning. And it's not beneficial to us because we become afraid of even trying. And when we become afraid of trying, we start to put ourselves into a cage for safety reason. I'm awfully glad I got a sore finger from touching the radiator because I know what hot feels like. I'm really glad I know. I'm really glad I've made mistakes in work, in love, in writing, in doing these videos, in building up my business, figuring out being a coach. I'm really glad because it's only through these attempts and trying and figuring it out and failing and getting better and not getting better. What's it? Samuel Beckett says, fail and then fail better, or something like that. It's a great quote. I'll find it and put it in the description box. But there's something beautiful in knowing and difficult. But it's when we stretch ourselves and we challenge ourselves and we try things and we make mistakes, that's where the inner knowing happens. And then when we think of our inner life, if we're afraid to live, we're afraid to make mistakes. And so it becomes very dull and not much changes. And then people feel like everything's, the same thing day in, day out. It becomes monotonous, it becomes boring. So I encourage you to consider weighing up knowledge versus knowing. And which one do you have more of? Do you have lots and lots of knowledge and maybe a small amount of lived experience? And would you be interested in having more of a lived experience? Because if you do, and you feel like you're stuck and you're in a cage and you don't know how to get out, do connect with me and we can explore through coaching how to get out of that cage, how to take risks, how to get yourself and your energy and your inner self flowing again so that you get to fuck up to find out. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.